Hello, all of my Ontaku friends. Get it? Because I read Tokyo Ghoul this month. Please sub to my channel. Hello, all of my otaku friends. My name is Profitaku, and welcome back to my channel. This month was a fantastic month for reading. I got a lot done, got through a bunch of series, and we also cut a few series as well. So I'm very excited to share with you my progress in my manga TBR. So let's get started. So let's start this reading log off with the heavy hitter for this month. I read in completion 1 to 14 of Tokyo Ghoul. Before we talk about the story and my thoughts of it, I did want to show off these. These are the monster editions for Tokyo Ghoul. These were Barnes & Noble's exclusive, and I'm pretty sure I know volume 1 is out of print. I don't know where they're going with this, whether the last 4 volumes are out of print. I'm assuming they will be at some point in the future, but this is definitely really hard to get a hold of. These are very similar to the Kodansha Colossal editions, and so it's really nice. You got these really bright white pages, the blown up artwork. It makes things really easy to read. Now they're kind of cumbersome to hold, so you know, pick your poison here, but these were absolutely awesome. I'm super glad to have these in my collection. So let's talk about Tokyo Ghoul, because I watched the anime. Actually, it was probably one of the first anime that I watched back when I was a kid, and I've had the manga, and I was like, you know what, it's spooky season, so it's time to read Tokyo Ghoul. And I have to say that the manga obviously is way better than the anime. Does the manga have some problems though? Oh, of course it does. You know, this is not a masterpiece. I cannot give it a 10. And here's why. And there's no spoilers in this in case you haven't watched. I'm just going to talk about some of the problems I had with it. Actually, let's start with the cons, or with the positives, because there are positives to this. The artwork at the right about volume 5 or 6, the artwork takes a complete flip, and it's absolutely beautiful, and it's really well done. The characters in the world are built so well, and it's very deep, and the side characters have a very great influence on the story, and it's really awesome to see. Now, here are some problems I have with the art. The art itself is really weak at the beginning, really weak. And it's also really hard to follow the action sequences sometimes, which make it a problem to kind of see the flow of battle. And so that's just kind of a pet peeve I have. Kaneki as a main character, I think, has some problems personally with the way that he is written, with his personality and some of his philosophies on ghouls and humans, and how this changes in the middle of the story, which is fine because there are some things that happen in the story that like flip his mind, but it just doesn't make sense with how the manga portrays him after the big scene in the middle of the story, and how they don't really explain his struggle very clearly, at least from an outsider looking in. And so that was just a big problem for me. Also, another big problem I had was the ending. Lots of unanswered questions. Lots of things that were thrown in the last 2-3 chapters that were just like, whoa, what's going on? And then it just ended. And then, so, you know, I understand, like, hey, read, that's the next part. But I still think that there should have been more conclusive things wrapped up, at least in the main storyline here with Tokyo Ghoul. So yeah, those were my thoughts on the series itself. I didn't want to do like a full review, but I did want you guys to at least hear my thoughts on it. I did enjoy the read. I gave it a 9 out of 10. You know, I think overall it's a great story. There are just some things that just didn't make it a 10 for me. So could this be a 10? Yeah, if it was just cleaned up a little bit, I think it really could have. So let's start from this stack and go to this stack. Some of these I'm really not going to talk that much about because this is just the standard manga that everybody reads for the ongoing stuff. So let's start here. Spy Family Volume 6. Of course, honestly, this is very close to being a top 10 series for me. What I like about this volume is that it does a lot of like battle shonen craziness, which I think is really, really cool. The action sequences in this are drawn so well, and I'm really, really enjoying it. Next up is Chainsaw Man Volume 7. Just like I said in my haul, and just like the problems that I've been having with this, I just can't follow what's going on because I'm reading volume by volume. So it's good, but I need to read the whole thing at one time for me to really get the whole gist of the story. I personally don't understand the hype around this. I really don't. And I hope that the next volume kind of piques my interest because I heard the next volume is huge. Next up is Toilet Bound Hanako-kun Volume 10. This is great. This arc is absolutely incredible, and it is so intense, and you're really starting to get pulled into the darkness of this world. And so it's just super creepy, but it's so cool. I highly recommend you check this one out. Next up is Komi Can't Communicate Volume 15. It was good. Komi Can't Communicate is just one of those series that is just like, oh, okay, like I read it. Woohoo! And I know people are gonna be like, Komi-san is queen, you know, but like it's good. I enjoy it, but I need more sustenance from it. I need more friendship. I need more everything, really. Now that's to be said with this volume itself. Basically this whole volume is like one encompassing arc, which is really cool, and we actually bring in like a side character and like a whole new story. And Komi's interaction with this character, it was very different. So I have to say that was really good. It's just like, it just doesn't make an impression on me. That's all. One series I did finish this month was the rest of GTO. So I read volumes 20 to 25. I have to say, I personally believe GTO is a masterpiece. And here's why. Number one, you don't need to read any of the other side series or anything like that to understand GTO as a concept. But it wraps up so well, and you've got all these students and they hate the teacher, but Onizuka like connects with them. And it's really heartwarming to see the life lessons and the philosophies presented in this manga are so well done, and it makes you really think about the society as a whole and the education system and the problems with it. And it's applicable not only to Japan, obviously this is Japanese like inspired, but it really does apply to America as well. But to see the connection and to see the relationships grow and foster to the ultimate conclusion, where I won't spoil the last arc, but I think the last arc is really cool, where you've got basically two sides fighting, but it's not the sides that you expect, especially from reading at the beginning of the manga. And it's cool to see Onizuka go out on a limb for his students consistently, and it really wraps up well. And so I enjoyed this series. The artwork is absolutely phenomenal. I cannot wait to read the other side stories to GTO because I'm sure they're going to be just as good as this one. Okay, here we go. Let's get through this stack of manga here. So this is volume 8 of Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro. I just got an email this morning that said volume 9 is getting delayed by like another month, so that's devastating. But yeah, this volume is absolutely great. You know, we're getting into just the honestly the innocence of Nagatoro and her developing relationship with Senpai, and I really do think that this is just done so well. And the artwork is really funny. The flow of the story is great. So this is just a great rom-com where you can just sit down, and a lot of people just got turned off by the first volume, and I totally agree. I was one of those people. It was just a little bit too aggressive, but it really changes its mood very fast, and this volume is a testament to that. Next up is Fire Force 24. great volume. This last arc is coming along really well. You can tell that the mangaka is really trying to hash out some of the problems in the previous arcs, and I'm really enjoying that, and I hope that this wraps up well. Next up is a new light novel series, 86. And so this is about, you've got two sides. You've got the Republic of San Magnolia, and then you've got these mecha robots called the Legion, and they're part of this side called the Empire. The Empire created these Legion self-autonomous robots, and they're basically attacking the Republic of San Magnolia. And then you've got these 86 people. These are people who have been segregated from the 85 other districts in the Republic. And these 86 people are responsible for piloting these mecha robots to attack the Legion. And so it's basically about her, and she is the leader of this squadron of people. She's just sitting behind a computer directing people, and then he's the leader of this 86 squadron, and he's going into battle and attacking these Legion robots with all of his other friends of the 86. And so this first volume is about the Republic and like the philosophy of it, the blatant racism that's going on, and the segregation of this District 86 to everybody else, and also this post-apocalyptic scary world. It's very well done. The art in it is fantastic with the mecha robot drawings. The problem I have with this is that it's so dense, it's so thick, and the wording is you have to reread things. I wouldn't say it's hard to read, but it's hard to grasp your head around what's going on sometimes. And so I think the storyline is great. I just wish it would just be worded simpler for my dumbass. So I'm gonna try a bunch of light novels and see which one I want to bring on tour. This one's good. I don't know if it's one I'm gonna bring on tour with me, but I really did enjoy this first volume. Next up is Sadora Volume 4. This is, of course, Naoki Urasawa. It's great. Pick it up, buy it. I mean, there's kaiji. It's pretty cool. So next up is a manga that I think everybody was waiting for. This is Wotakoi Volumes 9 and 10. We've got one more volume after this. This was phenomenal. You know, there's 3 couples in the story, and 2 of the couple stories get wrapped up in this volume. And so then the main couple hopefully will be wrapped up in the final volume. I'm really hoping so. But I think it was just done so well. Like, especially this front cover couple here. I think that their storyline is super strong for side characters, and it was really enjoyable to see what happened between them, because their vibe is very different from everybody else's vibe. And so it's a good balance between a blossoming older teen relationship and then between the working otaku relationship that the other 2 couples have. So it was really well done. I love the art. I just posted the Wotakoi art book unboxing that I just did, so check that out on my channel. Next up is Blue Period Volume 4. This is phenomenal. Oh my goodness. This is so good. The pacing is legendary. The progression of the story and the character development is awesome. The knowledge behind painting is so good. I know the anime just got released, and it's hit or miss from what I've been hearing online, but get the manga. The manga is where it's at. It's just so well done. I really enjoyed this volume. This is basically leading up to this volume was like building up to what happened here, and this is the start of like the big event, and it's really cool. Last up in this stack is My Senpai is Annoying, volumes 1 to 5. This was a great series. I do want to talk about the publication itself. It's really nice. You've got these beautiful color pages, which make the manga super immersive. I really like that. But yeah, it's a cute story. You've got the 2 office workers here, very similar to Wotakoi. You got 2 office workers here, and it's their relationship. You know, he's the senpai, she's the junior associate, and then them going through work and she getting feelings for him, basically. It's really, really cute. The comedy in it is really good. The chapters are super short, which I like. There's not too much progression in 5 volumes, which is a pet peeve of mine. Like, oh, let's keep it moving. But this is like, if you like Wotakoi and you like Toradora, that's basically her. so I highly recommend you check this out. The anime just got released this season, and so I think it's doing pretty well. So check out either medium. I think you'll be happy with both. Oh, one volume I forgot here, Sweat and Soap Volume 9. This was great. This is finally bringing the conflict into the story that we all wanted really bad, but we hadn't gone yet. You know, it was all fluffy rainbows and flowers, which was really cute, but this is bringing together the last arc of Sweat and Soap, which I really like. You bring in some conflict, you're seeing the turmoil, it's awesome. So yeah, highly recommend Sweat and Soap. It's really one of my favorite romance series of all time. So let's talk about some manga series that I read and dropped, or I read and moved out of my collection, which is why they're not here right now. The first one that I read and I dropped was Summer Wars. This is the manga adaptation of the original movie. Now, when I bought this, I did not know that there is an original movie of the movie was the original version of this, which is, I love original stuff. I love anime movies. I should have went with that, but I had the manga version. Let's read the manga version. It's a 3-volume omnibus by Vertical. It's very well put together, and the artwork is really, really cool in it. But this concept was just not done well. That, you know, the one thing, and I wrote this down, the one thing I absolutely hate when manga does this, it's when there's chaos for the sake of chaos. You have this whole group working together, trying to do something, and then something really stupid happens. Like, you think to yourself, like, who would do that? Or like, why would this ever happen, like, in real life with the situation at hand? And it just, it infuriated me. It happened twice in the manga, and it's probably happened in the movie too. I hate that. I hate it. And it made me literally scream on the couch. I was like, this is absolute fill in the blank. so yeah, I got rid of it. I couldn't stand it. I didn't want to read it again. I did finish it, but yeah, not worth it to me. Another series that I read that I went ahead and dropped was Saint Young Men. I read volumes 11 and 12. I gave this one a good shot, and I really do enjoy the series, but when I look at all the comedy manga that I have in my collection, I need to laugh a lot. This one I chuckle at, but I don't, since it is about Buddha and Jesus, and there are Christianity jokes that I understand because I am a Christian, but for Buddha, the Buddhist jokes, I don't get them. And even after reading them, I don't have the desire to go back and try to understand the punchline of the joke. And it just kept bothering me. I was like, this is just wasting my time because I'm just reading it. I'm not understanding what's going on. So yeah, that's why I dropped it. I went ahead and sold it off, but you know, I really, you know, it was fun. I'm glad that I read it. I'm glad I got to experience it. Another manga that I moved on from was Arakawa Under the Bridge volumes. I read volumes 5 and 6. I can read the rest actually on the Crunchyroll app, on the manga side of the app, and it just got added on there, and so I'm super pumped. I'm like, great, because it's not like I wanted to drop the series, but I just knew after I did my first read of it, I wasn't going to read any more of it. So, or like I wasn't going to reread it again. So move it on. I'll read the rest of it online. I'll be more than happy. I enjoy the storyline. It is funny. Is it the best thing I've read in the world? No. There are better things in my collection, but I am enjoying that one more than Saint Young Men. By the way, they're both done by the same mangaka. So yeah, I know a lot of people are going to be like, what? You didn't like Arakawa? Like a lot of manga tubers I know, it's some of their favorite series. But yeah, I just wasn't for me. I mean, it is for me, but it's not. So the last 2 volumes that I read were actually scans, and I know I've never read scans before, but I wanted to read these because these are side stories of the GTO series, and they're not published in English, and I highly doubt they will ever be published in English. The first one that I read was Bad Company, and so Bad Company is Onizuka in middle school, and this is where he meets Ryuji, and it's how they meet, how they get their love of motorcycles. It's very funny. It's well done. It's not the best thing in the world. It's just a one shot. It's only 10 chapters, but it was really cool to see them in middle school, and just the storyline itself was engaging. So I enjoyed it. Now I will say the scan itself and the translation was awful. It was really bad. It was like somebody with really bad English as a second language was telling me the story. So it was tough to read the text, but if there was a better translation, I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more. The next GTO side series that I read was GTR, and this stands for Great Transporter Ryuji. So this is another one shot, but I really think this could have been expanded a lot to like a multi-volume series. But this is about Ryuji. Think of like James Bond, but with Ryuji. So yeah, it was good. The artwork was good. The storyline was okay, but it was still cool to see Ryuji in this light. So yeah, it was a good read. Not my favorite thing in the world. 6 out of 10, but yeah, it was good for what it was. And that is it for my manga reading log for the month of October. Thanks for sticking around. If you've made it all the way to this point, I'd be shocked if you did, to be honest with you. I did talk a lot. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on everything. But yeah, great month. This next month is going to be fantastic. I cannot wait to show you guys what I read, or what I'm going to read, what's on the backlog, because there's some real bangers in there, and I just can't wait to show you. So with that being said, if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, tap that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you know when more of my videos come out. I will see you in the next one. Take care now. Bye-bye.